Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. It is Friday night and it's time for Around the Table. I am Vision Coach Alicia, and every Friday night I come to sit around the table with you and talk with a very special guest. And tonight it's no different. I have a guest that I'm going to bring up in just a minute, and we can sit around the table. So, if you're thirsty, get yourself something to drink, some tea, a little bit of wine, whatever it is you desire, coffee, and sit around the table with me for the next 40 minutes. I am always excited on a Friday night to come on here live and meet you and talk to you. And so tonight, I am super excited because I am going to be sitting around the table with someone very special. And so I'm going to bring her up right now and we can get into this chat around the table. So listen, inbox someone, tell them to come on in and join us. Here comes my guest. Hey, Pastor Yolanda, how are you this evening?
Hello there. I'm always good, Apostle Mentor. How are you? As always, elaborate and exuberant as always.
Wonderful. I'm doing good and I am excited that you're here tonight. If you would like to share out, some of your friends can come in, just go to my Facebook page and share it out, and your friends could come in and join us as well tonight. And so, listen, before we get started tonight, I just want to talk to you a little bit about who you are. I don't have a bio and I'm not reading a bio. So I just want you to tell our audience this evening, who is Yolanda Everett?
That's really interesting. Who am I? What am I? I was talking with a client this morning, Apostle, and this is what came to me. Who Yolanda Everett is? I'm not a dream killer, but I am a vision promoter. So that's who I am. Um,
Yes,
that's who I am in a nutshell, with all the
yes.
other whatever accolades, whatever. In a nutshell, that's who I am.
You know what? I saw you posted that today that you're not a dream killer. And I noticed that, and I'm always excited when people are willing to share who God have called them to be. And I know that God have called me to definitely be a vision coach so that I can help other people to dream with their eyes wide open
Right.
so that they can see where they're going. So I'm always excited to share other people's visions and other people's dreams. And so tonight I am so excited to be able to do that with you. So let's get into this conversation tonight.
Sure.
Let's talk
Absolutely.
about what it is you're doing and where we're going to go. What is it that you're up to these days?
I'm up to a lot. I'm up to a lot. I've taken on. I have a mentor, and she always pours into us about doing our business, doing us. Just keep it moving. Don't stand still. Don't get stagnant. And so with Apostle Alicia as my mentor, and she's whether I talk to her or not, she's always in my ear. And so now what I've decided to do is to literally walk in who I am. That means ministering the word of God. That means mentoring young ladies. I have over the past 2 months, I've gained 45 new clients. And what I do,
Wow.
yeah, is it kind of tripped me out. I'm just going to be honest with you. And so I mentor them. I talk to them about their goals in life, their vision, their career goals, and things like that. I've also started working with a lot of wives in terms of which is another passion of mine. Is mentoring and counseling and talking with wives and helping them to become the Proverbs 31 woman, talking to them and let them minister to their husbands about covenant marriage,
Awesome.
about kingdom living. That's something that my husband has been tickling in my ear for a couple of months now. Is being kingdom citizens. So those are all the whole gamut of things. I'm not letting any grass grow under my feet anymore. And there's just like a spark of excitement in what, you know, God is doing through me. And sometimes we don't think as if God is doing anything or that we're doing anything. But it's the little comments I get on Facebook or the little comments I get on my text message. Hey, we didn't get a word today. We don't get a word of encouragement, a word of empowerment. And that lets me know, okay, this is my purpose. I am walking in my purpose. I'm not just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. And so, in a nutshell, that's what I'm doing. And I'm just, I don't know, it's just such an excitement
That's
that's
awesome. That
going.
is so good. I know your passion for couples and marriages. I know that you and your husband a while back wrote a book
Yes,
concerning that. So I
yes,
know it is your passion, and I'm so excited for you that you have taken this serious, the next level of
mhm,
your life so serious. 45 clients is a lot to have in
yeah,
2 months to
yes,
mentor. And so I know that you are doing the will of God in your life right now and what He's calling you to do. And this is the thing that we have to know.
mhm,
When we don't think that people are watching, they're watching. I'm
right,
watching you. Even though I have not mentored you for over 2 months, I am watching you.
mhm,
I am seeing what you're doing. And most of all, I am seeing that you're applying what you've learned. So that makes me so excited. So as we sit here
mhm,
tonight around the table, I want to really get in to this one part that I see that is new, that is fresh
yes,
in your life, that you have gotten into. And every day I'm reading what you're posting. And so now, motherly weekly word of
yes.
wisdom. Tell me what motherly weekly word of wisdom is.
Okay, if I can just give you a background, when
Sure.
my daughter April, um, she's the only biological girl, my only biological daughter, and so she's a part of me. She's a mini me, literally. And so when she went away to college or to university, Cal State LA, every week, every Monday, from 2009 until about 2013, every Monday I would send her a word of wisdom. I'm not there right there with her. So, oh, you're going to get some teaching. You're going to get some values. So every Monday I would send her a word of wisdom. Then when she graduated, I was going to present it to her, but I just held on to those words. And then she went to grad school. And I'm thinking, okay, she's going to go to grad school locally. I don't want her to go way far where I can't get to her. So we were going to do a mother-daughter type of project where we're going to go to Azusa Pacific. She was going to work on her master's and I was going to work on my doctorate. But lo and behold, she didn't. She went to Arizona State, got her master's degree, right? So every Monday, starting then too, I did the same. Sent her a weekly word of wisdom. And so after all of that, and then she came home and doing whatever, doing what she's predestined to do. I said, you know what? That's my sweetheart. I am going to put this in book form and give it to her as a present. But God, He always have a ram in the bush. Because
Yes.
there are daughters out there that don't have that mother. There are mothers out there that have daughters but don't know how to impart into them. So what I did was I had this book published, A Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom, and I had a couple of scholar mothers to review it, and they put their approval, if you will, on this book. And so what it is definitely it's a journal. I turned it into a journal.
Okay.
So every day there's a different word of affirmation or encouragement or empowerment for a daughter. And so it's a good gift for like mothers can give to their daughters for Christmas, birthdays, and things like that. And it has where, like, for example, this one particular quote for a particular day, it's lines on it where you can journal. How does this make you feel? What do you think about this? Do you think that your mom is browbeating you when she gave you this book? Just how does this quote or this affirmation make you feel? And hence we have developed, published a Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom.
That is so awesome. I think what you have done is so great, and what I hear, it's developing mother-daughter's
Yes,
relationship.
yes,
When
yes.
you are not able to get to them, they will have this book and it will speak to them. I think that is so brilliant because relationships are so important. So
Mhm,
often our daughters, like you said, your daughter went to college, and when
mhm,
they go to college or they go away, they meet other friends. And because they meet other friends, your relationship with them usually ends up being different. But with this, you have created something where so many mothers can actually give it to their daughters as a college going away gift. There's so many ways that this could be marketed. You know, I'm a vision coach, so
yes.
I see things differently. And I'm so excited that you took the time out
Mhm.
to write this Mother's
Weekly
Weekly
Word of Wisdom.
Word of Wisdom, so
Mhm.
that that daughter can stay connected to that relationship with her mom. What is your daughter's name?
Her name is April.
April.
April. She's a dynamic person. I mean, she's very unique. She's some of her um, teachers used to say she's borderline brilliant or genius. She's extremely articulate. I call her Mama because sometimes the roles change. And, she, and so she literally, she acts like my mother sometimes. And so I just, it comes now. I just call her Mama. And we've been places. Our relationship is very unique because even some of her friends, they call me Mom. And I always say that does not. I don't take that lightly. When you call me Mom, that means you can receive my words, you can receive my correction, my discipline, and even from her, sometimes she has to get up.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So you sat down and put most of what you were speaking to your daughter over the years in book form. So
Mhm.
what was that process for you to create this book? How long did it take you, and what was the process for you?
Well, it started in 2009, and it just got published this year. And the reason it took long because I felt that it was something so dear to me. It's part of my daughter. I didn't want to be transparent. I just wanted this to be between my daughter and I. But this is needed. And so during the process, after, I would, when I text her the Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom, then I would just put it in a spreadsheet. And
Wow, how brilliant. That is awesome. So each time you text her a
Mhm.
word of wisdom, you would put it in a spreadsheet. And then when God laid it on your heart, it became a mother's weekly word of wisdom. That's awesome. Hi, Dr. Nikki. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Listen, we are sitting around the table as we do every Friday night, and I get super excited when I come and sit around the table with someone that I can speak with. It's always a place for authors, coaches, speakers, women entrepreneurs, small business owners. Men and women are welcome around the table. And I get excited every Friday night because I get to meet someone, I get to know about them and know about their projects. And tonight it is no different. I am sitting talking to author Pastor Yolanda Everett, and she has written a book, Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom. God promises that He will give us witty ideas and inventions. She did not set out to create or make this a book. She set out to communicate with her daughter who was away at college by having weekly contact with her and sending her information, words of wisdom to guide her and lead her while she was in college. She continued the process even through grad school. And now look what God has done. He's led her to create a book. So I am so excited. And I think that that is really, a lot of times we don't understand how God does things and how he sets us up. But this was definitely a setup for other mothers. And I'm so excited for you. So how many pages are in the book? About how many pages do you have? How many words of wisdom?
How many pages? Well, how many pages is
So
it's a lot of pages. So it's not 300 and well, you know, 65 pages. It's not every day, but if you divide that by say 7,
could you
so,
adjust your mic a little bit? It's dragging. Yeah,
okay.
just a little.
Okay.
Yes, so we could get a clearer, because this is really good. Go ahead.
So for each Monday or each day of the week, there's a quote or an affirmation.
Yes.
And then there's lines underneath where you can, write your thoughts about them. And so the
Okay.
book is not, it's not really thick. It's just like a basic journal. It's
Okay.
like a journal. So you can write in it. And
Well,
just journal
could
your
you
thoughts.
could you do us a favor? In your book, could you skip around and read at least 3 for us so that
Uh,
we could feel like we are getting some wisdom from you and be a part of this conversation?
sure, sure. Okay, one of them is wealth is not measured by how much money you have, but how much of God you possess.
Wow, that's
That
good.
that's
Yes.
one. And then another one is oh wait a minute. Okay. Then another one is all of your dreams will come to fruition if you have the courage to pursue them.
Wow, that's awesome. So
And mhm,
you let me go back. I think you said what you did was weekly. You text these to her, and
correct.
after you texted to your daughter, you would put it in a spreadsheet,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's how you. I think that that was so ingenious how God allowed you to do that. And then after having it sitting there, you realize that it could benefit others. Listen, mothers, those of you that will hear this later or listening to it right now, I think that this is a great project. I think it's a great stocking stuffer that you
Mhm.
could give to your daughter for Christmas. So I am going to let author Pastor Yolanda tell us right now how you will be able to get this project that she's written, Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom. So would you tell them how they can get this and how much it is?
Okay, you can order the book on Amazon, of course, and just search a Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom and my name, or you can just search my name and all these other books or whatever will come up. You can also go to my website. My website is from broken, the number 2, the letter B, the word whole, WHOLE.com. So once again, that's www dot from broken to behold.com. You can also call me at 833 7 Flex. That's 833-7 Flex. And you can have your own personalized copy, autographed copy of the book. So those are the different ways. You could, Facebook me, DM me, um, you know, by any means
Awesome.
necessary. We want to get this in the hands of as many daughters as possible.
As you can. Exactly. And how much is it?
Oh, the book is 1999.
Okay. Do you have
Yes,
a copy of it there with you?
yes,
Would you raise it up so we can see it? Okay. Okay.
yes,
The light is reflecting on it, but I can see it's my favorite color, purple.
yes.
Yes. So listen. I think that this is a great project in so many for so many reasons. As a vision coach, I already have seen 3 visions for this book, which as your mentor, we're gonna have to talk because now is the time for when young ladies go off to college,
Mhm.
that they take something very special from their mothers with them.
Mhm.
And even after college, it's good for someone to give to a friend.
Right.
But
Mhm.
what I really feel right now is that God wants to speak to relationships in such a special way. He wants to be able to bond people in such a special
Mhm.
way that he will allow you to write these words of wisdom that are actually words that will help heal in different
Mhm.
areas of people's lives, if they get a hold of a book like this. And
Yeah.
so, Pastor Yolanda, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
I like to um, try to give away a book on my show every time as I can.
Mhm.
So, what I want to do is I want to be able to give away one of these books tonight. And
Sure.
so later on, I am going to ask the viewers a question, and whoever answers the question, they're the person that I am going to, um, of
Okay.
course, get the book from you, pay you for the book, and then I have you ship it out to them. I've done this a couple of
Mhm.
times, and the guests have been just excited that they got their book.
Mhm.
So this way, this person would be able to win the book and get from you a copy that is autographed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Listen, I want to tell you all right now, as part of our intermission, is I have just written a book with five authors, and it's called Our Tests Are Testimonies. This book is also available on Amazon.com. I would like you to go to Amazon.com and purchase this book. These women all tell the beginning of their stories of how the test that they went through has now become a testimony. And with those testimonies, each of them are going to embark in writing a full book based on the introduction that they've written in this book. And we have affirmations in this book as well that have been given to us by five other women. So you get to view 10 authors in this book, me included. And so if you would go to Amazon.com, you are able to get this book. And any of the five authors, if you go on my page, on my Facebook, you'll be able to see all the individual authors there. So we would love your support for this book. Again, I am Vision Coach Alicia, and I am always excited to come on here and share what's going on with you. So this is my new project. I am the visionary of this, and it's now available on
Mhm.
Amazon.com. So back to our guest, Pastor Yolanda. Listen, um as you have written these quotes, as you have written these words of wisdom, what do you think a relationship with a mother and a daughter can become after reading this book?
Well, one thing I believe is that it's a sense of cohesiveness. Um, because nowadays, if you really think about it, and just in passing, and just in passing, basically, the mother-daughter relationships have become a little distinct or extinct. They don't have that relationship that they used to have back in yesteryears. I mean, I've talked with so many mothers who call their daughters, ugly names, and then vice versa, and it just cringes to me. I see a lot of daughters that don't have that mother figure, even though they have a mother. There's a lot to being a mother than just nurturer and telling you what to do, and giving you wisdom about boys or whatever. My daughter and I, we have a good relationship. We do things together. We laugh at each other. We joke with each other. We have this dance that we do. We just go, and, and when something when something
Yes,
excited, we just,
yes,
and so we want to keep that going. And I tell her all the time, I said, I could be 1,000 years old, and you can be, 100 years old with babies and a husband, but you're always going to be my daughter, my mama. And so that's what we want to keep. We want to keep, number one, the lines of communication open. And that's what mothers and daughters don't have nowadays. I can't talk to my mother. My mother's trying to be too much like me. Oh, I can't talk.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's stay there for a moment. Let's stay there for a moment.
Mhm.
Relationship between a daughter and a mother, there should be boundaries. There should be line set. You don't have to be your daughter's friend per
Yeah.
se. The relationship between mother and daughter can be friendly, but you don't have to be the friend. And so often I
Mhm.
see, because women have given birth to their daughters younger, their mothers who have given birth to their daughters at 13, at
Correct.
16, or
Yeah.
whatever, they lose that relationship of mother daughter relationship. You remember when you would go to a club and the mother and the daughter would be in the club together, or
Correct.
whatever. um
Correct. Yeah.
so I think that there should definitely be boundaries
Mhm.
set in the relationship of daughter mother. So I'm really glad that you brought that
Mhm.
up. Go ahead.
There has to be boundaries. Um, when we go out places, we laugh and people think that we're sisters. And that's good. But there always have to be this, and sometimes I have to bring this to her remembrance. Remember, I'm mom. I'm mommy. Don't forget it.
Yes, yes,
Don't
yes,
forget it. Now,
yes,
we could be road dogs. We can go shopping or whatever, but
yes,
always know that even as when you was a child, I could still pop you. I could still lick you. Don't get it twisted.
yes, yes,
Just
yes,
like you meant, I'm a disciplinarian, and that's where I have my children, and my husband's children, which are my children too. And I let them know, oh, you call me mom? Well, just check this out. If I have a word for you, if I have discipline for you, listen, you call me mom. So, those are expectations. And so again, we really need to bring back the value of mother-daughter relationships.
yes,
And I'm gonna flip it again. We also need to bring back the value of father-son relationships.
yes,
That's crucial. That's why
yes,
we have
yes,
so many guys that don't know their identity. That's why we have so many young ladies now that don't know their identity. They think, oh, well, my boyfriend called me a B, so that must be what I am. Not the case. Not the case. So again, we do have to set boundaries. And it's okay to go out. It's okay to go and get your nails done together and get your toes done and all that. We do that. But
right.
what's
But
important?
there's still that distinct boundary
Yes,
that I am mama. Listen, you
yes.
are sitting around the table with me, moi. I am Vision Coach Alicia, and every Friday night, I am so excited to come and sit around the table with you. So pull up with whatever it is you have to drink to relax for a while. We are speaking with author Pastor Yolanda Everett, and her book is Mother's Weekly Word of Wisdom, which is available on Amazon.com, or you can get it from her personally. There's an email here as well as a website. And you can get it for $19. If you get it from her directly, you can get a signed copy. Also, I will have her give you the email and phone number once again where you can call her. Let me just check the chat and see if there's anyone interacting that's asking a question. Hi, good evening, Julietine. How are you? Thank you. Thank you. She's saying good evening to Apostle and her guest. And great topic. Yes, I think this is an excellent topic. I don't have a daughter. I have one child and he's a son. But you just said it, that we have to understand. But my son has daughters, and I see how he interact with both his daughters. And so it is great to have that relationship. Hi, Dr. Joe. Good evening. Thank you for dropping in. And Dr. Nikki Ziegler. Thank you all for
Oh,
dropping in on
no.
around the table.
Hello.
Yes, it's always exciting when you understand your role. in
Yeah.
a relationship.
Mhm.
And in a relationship with mother and daughter, it is awesome to know each place. Well, what I want to ask you to do is if you would pull out your book one more time and read us two more words of wisdom.
Okay. Um, Here's one. This is one that I really like. I'm gonna have to take my glasses off so I can see. It says, always have the confidence in yourself to place light on your future, hope in your present condition to conquer challenges, peace in your mind to pursue, and faith in knowing that you will be successful and prosperous in all that you do.
That's good advice.
Mm-hmm.
That's great advice to a daughter from a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is a great holiday gift for your daughters, your nieces, your sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to invite you to go to Amazon.com and look for this book, Mother's Weekly Words of
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom by author Yolanda Everett. I think that it is a great gift. It will make a great gift, and it will also help to bring relationships
Mm-hmm.
together as well. So listen, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
How old is your daughter?
She is 33.
She's 33.
33.
And what does she do?
She is an academic program advisor.
Mm. So
Yeah.
how do you keep a young lady growing up on track for her to enter college, know who she is, and do what she's doing? How do you do that?
This I keep an ear open.
Wow.
A lot of times, this is all you have to do is just have that ear. Because sometimes she'll just call and she'll just talk, and so that's what sometimes that's what we have to do as mothers. Just listen. And what I told her is, I can hear what you're not saying. That's a gift.
I can hear
What you're
what
not
you're
saying.
not saying. But
Mhm.
what feels so good to me is that you are really an upfront, interactive mom. You
Yeah.
know, there are some moms that just allow things to happen,
Hmm.
but I can tell you made things happen. And I'm thinking really of a friend who I know her daughter and her had a fantastic relationship, and she recently lost her daughter.
Oh.
And I can tell the void in her life with her daughter being gone. And her daughter was very young. I think her daughter was 18 or 19
Mhm.
years old. But I can still envision the relationship that they had. And I can still think of the times that she spent pouring wisdom into her daughter. And then I can think of another friend that I have who's who I do not believe did a great job with her daughter to the point where now her and her daughter don't even communicate.
Um,
And so what I am seeing is there can be two different ways that relationships could turn out with daughters and mothers, and why it's so important for us to have things that we bond on. You
mhm.
mentioned you all go out and eat together, you all go out and do nails together, and you're married, you have a husband, and you give time to your 33-year-old daughter. And so I found that to be so awesome, Pastor Yolanda. And so I want to just commend you for that, and for you to take the time to write three over 300 words of wisdom and send them to her each week in college, and
Ah,
so that she can have something to know how much you care.
mhm,
I just want to commend that. So I just think that that is great. I thank
mhm,
you so much for writing this book. I thank you so much for bringing us into your view tonight. And so I just want to give
mhm.
you a few minutes before we wrap this up to say whatever it is that you would like to say to our viewing audience tonight concerning your book or concerning a mother's daughter's relationship. Whatever God leads you to say tonight, I want to give you the freedom for about a minute or two to just speak and express that.
You mentioned something about being married, and still having the opportunity or the availability, if you will, to um, have time with my daughter, and I think it's crucial. I can't lose focus. I will not lose focus on none of my children, but especially her. And like I said, she is a mini me, and she told me one time, this was a couple of years ago, and it's interesting because I said this about my mother. I said I didn't want to be like my mom because I didn't want to be in church all the time. I didn't want to be praying all the time or reading the Bible all the time. I just wanted fire insurance so I won't go to hell. But I wanted to do some other stuff. But of course, that turned out differently. And so my daughter years ago said the same thing. She said, I've accepted the fact that I am a lot like you, a lot like me. And so we do have the same type of passion, to be honest with you, Apostle. We both want to mentor people. She want to mentor, inner city people, inner city youth, and she's good at that. She has a very unique outlook. But I will say to all mothers out there, connect with your daughter, even if you haven't talked to them in like a year. Make that first decision. Make that
That's
first choice.
good.
Check it out.
That's
Who's the mother? Who's the daughter? Who's the mature one? Who's the immature one? Take this opportunity. After you hear these words, just send them a text. I, just, just send them a text. Hi, thinking about you. Hi, I want to talk to you. Hi, just ate out. Let's go and have, a banana together. I mean, just something. Reach out to your daughters. Don't let them continue, because I guarantee you this. They are hurting more than you realize because of the void in the relationship. So reach
that
out to your daughters.
That is so good, so good. Pastor Yolanda, thank you so much for coming and sitting around the table tonight and sharing with us all these great nuggets about your new book that's available on Amazon. It's only $19. Go over there and get it. Again, give it to our niece, give it to our friend, give it to whoever, your sister. But mother's weekly words of wisdom. We all need wisdom. What did Solomon ask God for? He didn't ask him for a mansion, he asked him for wisdom. So let's get some wisdom from this book written by this awesome woman. I am so grateful that you are in my life the way that you are in my life. I am excited about where you're going and what you're doing. So that is my last question to you tonight. What's next? What's next? What's next?
The main thing that's next for me or for us is the next book, which is honoring the covenant. So you have two passions. You have the late young ladies, and now you have marriages. So that's the next project. Um, is from brokenness to wholeness ministry. It's a marriage ministry, and that's what's on the horizon next. Dealing with the clients that I do have. I am starting in January. It's going to be really busy, but I like that. In January, I am starting a young ladies fellowship through Zoom. I've also have I thanks to you, I created a group on Facebook, and it's called Ladies with Words of Destiny.
Awesome.
So that's on Facebook. It's a private group, but if you inbox me and I talk with you for a little while, I will invite you in to join in. But it's a group that's really dear to me. I don't allow anything on it. If something don't look right, you get deleted, you get blocked. This is
And that's the way you do it. I know that that as your mentor, that I have seen you grow in such an awesome way, and I'm awesomely proud of you. You did this book and surprised me, which was just a fantastic to know that the things that I have taught you, that I can see them coming to pass. So, Pastor Yolanda, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight
Thank
on
you,
Around
Pastor.
the Table. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get this book, go to Amazon.com, and I'm going to let her give you her website and her phone number where you can contact her. Go ahead, Pastor Yolanda.
Okay, the website again is www.frombroken, the number two, the letter B, the word whole, WHOLE.com. That's the website. And the phone number is 833-24/7 flex, FLEX. So you can call that number. You can DM me on Facebook. You can also use that same link for speaking engagements, just to put the plug out there. I'm
Okay.
available for speaking engagements, be it for your youth, be it for young ladies, be it for marriages, be it for couples vision workshops, which is another passion of mine. And then a vision board workshop for young ladies. So, let's bring vision to fruition.
Amen. Amen. God bless you.
Oh,
Thank you for sharing tonight.
thank
Again,
you.
my guest this evening is Yolanda Everett, author and pastor, and the book is Mother's Weekly
Mhm.
Word of Wisdom. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you come back next Friday around the table for another guest. And so until then, ta ta.
Hi.